Сборы чуть нарушил начало сборов. Вообще без никакой акклиматизации мы сразу начали пахать.
All week I was pushing them. I leave weekend. I just come back for next 5 days. For me, it's gonna be fun day. For them, it's gonna be very hard days.
В этом плане, да, он универсальный боец, и я жду того боя, где он себя покажет в этом плане.
Мне нормально, если балл я не отдам, взять не обязательно. У меня есть понятие, как там делать. В голове получается там не получится.
Khabib Nurmagomedov has linked up with Islam Makhachev at his training camp as he prepares to face Ian Garry at UFC 330. With Garry being a formidable welterweight, Islam is pulling out all the stops to extend his winning streak, now just one victory shy of surpassing Anderson Silva's record for most consecutive wins in the UFC.
Ты пока устал, он все же аккуратно найди свою дистанцию. Когда ты настроишь, уже имей в виду, что ты должен с ноги бороться.
Islam Makhachev is fully immersed in training camp, intensifying his preparations as the fight draws near. All indications suggest he's completely focused on fine-tuning his skills, readying himself for another title test. This focus has led to a meticulous examination of the stylistic puzzle posed by his opponent. According to Makhachev, Garry's unorthodox movement and rhythm make him a challenging fighter to prepare for. In contrast, Makhachev views Michael Morales as a more well-rounded fighter, possessing stronger wrestling capabilities and applying greater offensive pressure.
Какие-то сложности в его стиле.
Да, у него сложный стиль. Постоянно убегает, назад идет, отступает постоянно, его все прижимают. Такой, не сказать, что он и зрелищный соперник. Есть еще вот в плане того, что для зрелищности боя тот же Моралес умеет бороться, тот же Моралес нападает сам. Но нападает это точно неправильно.
Islam Makhachev emphasizes that acquiring high-level MMA skills, particularly in wrestling and takedown defense, is a long-term process. He notes that even with extensive camp preparation, fighters like Junior Dos Santos have demonstrated that prolonged training doesn't necessarily prevent repeated takedowns during a fight. This observation reinforces Makhachev's belief that making late adjustments has limited effectiveness against elite grapplers.
Я отрабатываю защиту от проходов. Надо ли тебе отрабатывать, я не знаю, стойку для того, чтобы, в случае чего...
Именно да, собственно, проходы надо отрабатывать больше. Я уже говорил и повторюсь, что это так не работает. За 3-4 до полгода невозможно бороться научиться. Этот Мандалена тоже очень много отрабатывал, кого-то привлекал, там весь кемп готовился. У меня были, не знаю, сколько, 5 попыток и 5 переговоров.
Islam Makhachev has revealed his preference for a legacy-defining matchup, opting for a bout against undefeated contender Michael Morales over Ian Machado Garry. According to Makhachev, a victory over an unbeaten opponent like Morales would significantly enhance his resume, particularly given that Garry has already suffered a recent loss, diminishing the potential impact of a win over him.
Ты бы лично был бы в роли матчмейкера, так скажем, да, вот чисто логически, кто из них больше заслуживает.
Ну смотри, как если я бы смотрел, но вот сейчас Моралес тоже. Если выбирать между Моралесом и Яном, я, честно сказать, для вот своего имени, для наследия выбрал бы Моралеса. Почему? Потому что он сейчас непобежденный. Если завтра выиграешь Яна Гарри, будут говорить, его Шавкат побеждал там несколько боев назад. И, ну, я согласен, что они оба претенденты. Еще я не списываю со счетов, хотя все стараются списать Камару Усмана со счетов, но дайте того же Усмана этим двум пацанам. Я не думаю, что он ему уступит. Даже я больше на стороне, что Усмана.
Within the coaching structure, Javier Mendez analyzed Ian Garry's style, describing him as a long-range striker capable of creating awkward exchanges on the feet. However, Mendez stressed that once the fight transitioned to grappling, Islam Makhachev's control would become the defining factor, limiting Garry's ability to dictate positions. Ian Garry is a unique challenge. He is a difficult fighter to face and makes it tough for opponents to look impressive. He's long, rangy, and quite strategic in the cage. How do you assess his matchup against Islam Makhachev?
Ian Garry, he's a bit of a weird one, right? Like, he's a difficult guy to fight, difficult guy to look good against. He's long, he's rangy, he's pretty strategic in there. How do you feel like he matches up with Islam Makhachev?
He does well with Islam on the stand-up because he's rangy, he's tricky, all those. But on the ground, he doesn't. He does okay, but he doesn't survive on the ground, I don't think. I mean, well, okay, he might survive 5 rounds, but he won't get the best of Islam on the ground. That I'm 100% sure.
According to Javier Mendez, Ian Machado Garry poses a significant threat on his feet, thanks to his impeccable timing and striking ability, which can completely shift the momentum of a fight in an instant. However, Mendez believes that if the fight were to go to the ground, Garry would likely struggle to do more than simply survive, as his takedown defense may not be robust enough to consistently thwart Islam Makhachev's advances. Mendez also notes that Makhachev's training approach is not tailored to a specific opponent, instead focusing on preparing for all possible MMA scenarios, which is a testament to his well-rounded skill set and effectiveness in every aspect of the fight.
And he's pretty tricky, so one punch can change everything on that. One kick, one punch, one knee, you know, so that's a different story. But on the ground, I don't see him dominating. I see him surviving, possibly. So yeah, I can see that. But and then the takedown defense that he has is decent, but not great enough to stop Islam from taking him down. But again, you know, sometimes we'll go in there and we'll decide that we're gonna do this with Islam, and next thing you know, next round we'll say, okay, take him down now, or next thing you know, next round we'll go stand up, because he's that good. So we're not looking at going in any specific game plan for anybody, because he's good everywhere. You know, he's good everywhere. So, you know, I've said it too many times, and I think people should remember some of my back interviews. And if they look at that, then they go, we're not going to prepare for Ian Garry per se. We'll just prepare for an MMA fight, and Islam is good everywhere, so he'll practice.
The discussion then expanded into external analysis, with Chael Sonnen questioning if Ian Machado Garry truly possesses the complete skill set required to dethrone a champion like Makhachev. Sonnen highlighted the significant challenge in crafting a viable path to victory, though he still acknowledged the potential for a perfectly executed upset.
Islam beats Garry. Can Garry beat Islam? Are you guys sold enough on Ian Garry that he can go out and become the champion of the world? Do you believe that in your heart? Yeah, I think that guy can beat Islam. Okay, tell me how he's gonna beat him. Is Ian Garry going to try to revive Conor and Khabib and do it with himself through Islam? It's very possible.
Adding another layer to the matchup context, Carlos Protez revealed he was preparing as a designated backup fighter. His strategy was to remain ready to step in on short notice should either primary competitor withdraw.
I think, like, I heard people saying like that fight gonna happen, you know, 15 August. And also I talked with my coach, like after Netherlands we're going to Hungary, and after Hungary I'm gonna back to Brazil, and I'm gonna start the fight camp to fight 15 August, you know, because I know something happened with Makhachev or Ian. They're gonna call me and I'm gonna be ready.
Did you talk to the UFC about being the backup fighter yet?
No, I didn't talk, but I know, like, I'm the number 2 on the rank.
Yeah, true, but some fighters they
don't need to call me. Like, I saw something happen, I say, hey, I'm here. No, I'm doing the fight camp. I just saw the guys who are gonna bring to the fight camp, really good grapplers to help me on the fight camp. I have like 8 weeks. It's a good time.
Islam Makhachev's upcoming fight against Garry has been framed by Georges St-Pierre as a classic clash between a striker and a grappler. St-Pierre notes that Garry poses a significant threat in the stand-up, but believes that Islam Makhachev's wrestling skills will ultimately prove decisive once the fight hits the ground. As Islam Makhachev seeks his 17th consecutive UFC victory, he's on the cusp of breaking Anderson Silva's record, with which he's currently tied.
To test Islam, who will be going for his 17th straight UFC win, trying to break Anderson Silva's record, which he's currently tied with.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's wow. I think it's gonna be a good fight. Ian Garry, it's definitely a tough opponent, very good striker. But Islam, once again, his goal gonna be to bring the fight to the ground, and I think if he's able to do that, he's gonna have an edge. If Ian Garry is able to keep it on the feet, and Jan gonna have an edge, you know, so it's gonna be interesting.
Stephen Thompson highlights the immense challenge of facing Islam Makhachev's relentless pressure. He explains that Makhachev's style systematically drains opponents, both physically and mentally. Thompson describes him as a fighter who steadily builds control, leaving adversaries exhausted and overwhelmed deeper into the rounds. To defeat him, Thompson asserts, requires elite-level cardio, exceptional recovery, and a relentless drive to remain on or return to your feet.
Islam, he's the type of guy to make a fight very, very, very grueling to his opponent, right?
Yeah.
Guys like Islam, guys like Khabib, they try to break your spirit. They break you physically, mentally, and emotionally out there, right? It gets to the point to where when you see guys fight them, halfway through the fight, these guys are looking for a way out. They're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm not saying they're doing this, but it almost looks like they just turn their back just to get choked out and get out of there, right? Because they all do that. For a coach, their cardio, they have to be mentally, physically, emotionally.
Islam Makhachev has expressed his desire to retire as a champion, holding on to his title. He's been savoring every aspect of being a champion, from the preparation process to his actual performances, but has chosen not to specify exactly when he plans to hang up his gloves.
Вот на данный момент важно, чтобы я ушел непобежденным. Ну, непобежденным, не проиграть пояс и уйти в статус чемпиона. Но не знаю, когда это случится, потому что нравится быть в статусе чемпиона, нравится, вот, как я уже говорил, быть в форме, тренироваться, драться, вот так с ребятами выезжать. Пока мне это приносит удовольствие. Ну, вот отдыхал я сейчас 3 месяца, там 2-3 месяца был в разъездах, везде покатался. Это все быстро надоедает. Так и будет после завершения карьеры. Поиграю я этот падал, мотоцикл, лошади, там, на ферму. Надоест же это все когда-то. Ну, вот это... Тем, чем ты занимался всю жизнь, это тебе не...
Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje is savoring his exceptional performance at UFC Freedom 250. He attributes his success to disrupting Ilia Topuria's in-fight expectations. Gaethje explains his approach. Entering bouts without preconceived outcomes prevents him from being mentally rattled during exchanges. He also noted that Topuria appeared overwhelmed as the fight progressed into the later rounds, where Gaethje felt he exerted constant pressure and control.
It's happening so fast. We're like computers processing codes, and if you're constantly making adjustments. And what really happened, I was able to reset his feet every 1 to 2 seconds. I was very diligent about it, and I fought a perfect fight. He was completely caught off guard. He was not expecting it. You know, that obviously is another part of this whole game, is the expectations. I've said it many times. I don't go in with the expectations, so that way I can never, be surprised. And that's just the way I compete. And, he took the opposite approach, and I said it before on your show, when we go to 2, when we go to 3, you're going to be in hell. And that's...
Justin Gaethje also reflects on his championship victory, admitting the achievement initially didn't even register until his father pointed it out. He shares that once he stopped to truly consider it, the feeling of finally holding that title became incredibly rewarding and special.
Yeah, no, yesterday my dad asked me, he's like, how's it feel, waking up first time being a champion? And I was like, I haven't even thought about it. Then I was, sat there and thought about it. And yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. Yeah.
The unforgettable performance by Justin Gaethje significantly contributed to the event's lasting legacy, further amplifying its impact and making the evening all the more memorable for both fans and commentators. Joe Rogan looks back on the chaotic and intense nature of the card, emphasizing how the electric atmosphere and standout moments have solidified its place as one of the most iconic events in UFC history.
And it was insane, and you could hear them roar. So you hear the crowd from here, and then you hear 85,000 people in this fucking rah! You could hear it in the distance. It was insane. I'm a hyperbolic individual, and I'm always like, this is the greatest, this is awesome. Like, that was the wildest experience that I've ever had in my 20 whatever years of calling combat sports. There's nothing even close. Nothing even close. It was the greatest night of fights of all time. The main event was the greatest fight of all time. It literally was the greatest fight of all time.
According to Joe Rogan, Justin Gaethje was considered a significant underdog, despite boasting an impressive resume that includes interim and BMF titles. This was largely due to Ilia Topuria being perceived as the more skilled fighter of the new generation. However, the tide of the fight changed after the initial exchanges, where both fighters landed significant blows. Topuria's aggressive pursuit of a finish ultimately led to his fatigue, allowing Gaethje to regain his composure and dominate the later rounds, inflicting sustained damage and applying relentless pressure.
A 6-1 favorite, or 6-1 underdog rather, which is crazy odds for a guy that was a interim lightweight champion, fought the best of the best, one of the best to ever do it, BMF champion. I mean, just super durable, real dangerous guy. And that's how good Ilia Topuria is. That's how good Ilia Topuria is. Ilia Topuria, in many people's eyes, is the most skilled of the new generation, and the new generation is the most skilled of all time. And Ilia was like the top of the mountain. And most people thought that he was going to be too much, and he was too much for a while. And he almost took Justin out in the second round. And then Justin rallied. And then Ilia, it looked like he got really damaged in either the first or the second round, and he was having real trouble seeing out of one of his eyes. And then Justin started landing bombs in the third round. Ilia had slowed down quite a bit. It looked like he had really tried to finish Justin in the second. And sometimes when you try to finish a guy, you just hit the gas way too much and you can't recover in between rounds. And Justin recovered, and Justin started battering Ilia in the third and fourth, and by the end of the fourth round, Ilia quit on his stool.
Ryan Garcia suggests Ilia Topuria's mentality significantly contributed to his loss against Justin Gaethje. Garcia pointed to an inflated ego, implying Topuria's overconfidence was ultimately exploited by Gaethje inside the cage.
Okay, the UFC thing, with Alex Pereira, man, you should never, ever, ever elbow somebody in the back of the head. The referee should get definitely some type of punishment. And Ilia, I told you, pride comes before the fall. He was too cocky, he overlooked his opponent crazy, and he got humbled. And that's simple how it is. I think he's the better fighter than Gaethje, but he decided to let his pride get in before him. He thought he was beating me. He thought he was beating Terrence Crawford. He thought he could fight. I think he even said something about Canelo at one point, that he could maybe box him one day or something like that. I mean, this guy's head was out of this world. I mean, he was going crazy after everybody, and that's just...
Justin Gaethje's recent career-defining performance has some observers suggesting it might be the ideal moment for him to retire. His memorable showing at the White House event was widely described as unforgettable, leading many fans to propose he could walk away at the absolute peak of his legacy after such an iconic display.
Number one question is, what does Justin Gaethje do next? If you're Justin, what do you do? Retire. Where do you go from here? You're never gonna beat this. You're never, ever gonna top this. You've done it all. BMF champ, interim champ, just beat the #1 pound for pound. There's no topping this. It's impossible. You were talking about retiring. You said, I'm gonna retire if I don't get a title fight. UFC said, all right, we'll give it to you. Usually that doesn't work like that. You cannot beat this performance. We cannot beat this spectacle. This will be the best send-off of all time of all sports. The #1 thing he should do is walk away. He made probably $5 to $6 million minimum. Just in bonuses, because crypto gave him $1 million, right? And the UFC gave him 800-something million. I'm sorry, 800,000. Well, that's 1.8 there. Then what the UFC paid him, a few million for the title shot. I assume 5 to 10 mil ballpark. All he does is golf, has his dog, has his girl. There's no topping this. Because let's say he's like, no, I'm gonna stick around. And Armin, what's that do for your legacy? What's that do for your legacy? Can Justin beat Armin? But what's it do for you? And then you're gonna go do it at T-Mobile Arena? Okay. Just another night in the office. It's not special. This is it, bud. The best thing you can do is walk away, dude. Walk away.
Henry Cejudo has lauded Justin Gaethje, calling him one of the UFC's most valuable and recognizable stars. Cejudo specifically highlighted Gaethje's marketability, strong personality, and thrilling fighting style, arguing that his unique appeal and electrifying performances undeniably make him the true face of the promotion.
Justin Gaethje is worth 10 million. Is worth more than 10 million. I agree. Because right now, Kamaru, he is the face of the UFC. He speaks English. He's a hell of a fighter. He's the most exciting fighter. And if Conor McGregor...
Your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. And he's American. And he's all America. All. If you look up Captain America is Justin Gaethje standing there like this.
Kamaru Usman has also given credit to Justin Gaethje's impressive resume, suggesting that Gaethje may be even more decorated than he is, with a long list of titles across various stages of his career. Usman notes Gaethje has BMF belt, interim championships, an undisputed UFC title, as well as his numerous past accolades, showcasing the depth of his achievements.
Did what he wanted to do. That guy, at first, when he came out, you're saying he's not controlling range. When the fight started, I saw his plan right away. I was like, oh, wow, he's coming out with that. And it was almost the perfect plan until Justin adjusted. It was almost the perfect plan. He was crowding Justin. He came in high guard, clowning with the shoulder, crowding him with the shoulder roll, and really putting a lot of pressure on Justin to where Justin is backing up, and Justin has to really throw everything to try to keep him at bay. I thought Ilya had a great plan coming in. Now, the only thing that would have been hurt that was if Justin was kicking low. But Justin wasn't kicking. Justin didn't bring the kicks until later in the second and third. So I thought it was a great plan. But the one thing that you just don't attest for, you can't measure someone's heart, especially if you've never felt them before. You can't measure that. And that was the heart. Ilya did. Yeah, he missed shots, but man, did he land shots. He landed some crazy shots that should have put other guys away. But Justin didn't go away. And that's the story of this. It's not Ilya fought bad, or Ilya was too prideful, or he was too this, he was too that. No, Ilya Topuria fought the way he's fought. And that's why we love Ilya Topuria, because he fights like that. He puts combinations on you, he attacks the body, he attacks the head. And listen, we got to see a display of his ground game. Phenomenal ground game, passing the guard. He threatened armbar, everything. Ilya did everything he should have done, and then a lesser opponent, Ilya Topuria, walks out of there with that belt. But unfortunately, he ran into Justin Gaethje, a guy that knows how to, I've always said it, it's controlled chaos. It's controlled chaos. Justin knows what he's doing. You know how many times he hit me with that stupid grab uppercut? He hit me with that in practice all the time. You know? It's just, he's just good at what he does. And you saw that kick at right at the bell. I believe it was the end of the third. Listen, Justin, and just barely miss him. Like, listen, Justin got tricks. And I've said it, man. I know for years, yeah, he suffered a couple of defeats, but everyone just kind of, oh yeah, he's just a brawler guy. No, there's a method.
Now, attention shifts to Islam Makhachev's training camp as he prepares to face Ian Garry. Analysts are scrutinizing every aspect of the matchup, and there's growing interest in how Makhachev will adapt his strategy to counter Gary's size, movement, and striking style. As the hype builds, fans are eagerly watching Makhachev's camp, awaiting the transition from pre-fight talk to intense preparation. Islam Makhachev's approach will be under close examination, and we'll continue to bring you updates, analysis, and news as this highly anticipated matchup unfolds.